Welcome to Spotlight. I'm your host, Josh Chapman. Today, I'll be joined by Dennis Delor from St. Clair County Parks, and today's show is sponsored by Marine Parts Source. Dennis, how are you?
Good.
Good. I feel like it hasn't been that long since we've talked.
Well, I've been on here a few times.
I was going to say, but I think there was snow on the ground, so it has been as snow's getting ready to come back. It's 95 right now, but snow's coming back. So what's new in the world of county parks?
Well, we're winding down actually from a really busy summer, and I say winding down lightly because we still have a few big events coming up. Yeah. We just got through our county fair, which was very successful. Brought 150,000 people out to Goodles County Park. So that's kind of the peak of the season. Okay. But there's a lot of other events that go on around that. And we've got our big Labor Day Bridge Walk coming up very soon, which is going to be rounding out the season. And then into September, you get some of the last events like the St. Clair Kennel Club's Dog Show, which is pretty big and pretty popular. So just
a pumpkin patch too, or something like that, isn't there?
Yeah. So the Farm Museum, they did their Harvest Fest just last week. So very successful. They had tractors from all over the Midwest and demonstrated 19th century farming equipment. It's a very popular event. Had live music, food, all kinds of great things. So they were really happy with their turnout, and so were we, of course, because it's in our parks and gives people in our community something to do. But they have their pumpkin patch coming up, which probably will be a pretty popular event. Yeah. I know last year they ran out of pumpkins, so they definitely are gearing up for that. And like I said, it'll be busy right through October, and then we'll start to be able to get into projects around the parks.
I love it. And so, Dennis, you've been around, I think we're becoming now the old guys, because you've been around the park system 20 years?
20 years.
That's what I thought. So when you started, how many parks were under the umbrella of St. Clair County Parks?
One.
Which park was that?
Goodles County Park.
Goodles. And so fast forward 20 years, what is in your portfolio of things that you offer to the community?
Well, we have about 8 parks now, 1,100 acres, dozens and dozens of facilities that are at each of those parks. We're responsible for maintaining, natural areas, wetlands, shoreline. All of that comes into play too in our county parks. So there's historic resources, whether you're talking about the Fort Gratiot Lighthouse, which is the oldest lighthouse in Michigan, or the Wadhams Avoca Trail, which is 640 feet long trestle, one of the longest of its kind in the state of Michigan. So when you go out there, you think you're up north, when the reality is you're right here in St. Clair County. So it's really got a unique feel to it, and we have a lot of wonderful assets in that collection, that portfolio, if you will, in our county parks, and we're growing. We still have the North Channel County Park, which is coming online. We should be breaking ground on that this fall. So we continue to move forward and try to be improving our parks as we go along.
I mean, kudos to go from one park in Goodles to 8 assets, because you're in basically every pocket of the community of the county, correct?
We try to be. And see, with the Bridge to Bay Trail, we've helped establish that early on, and now there's a Trails Committee that helps work with that as well. But the Bridge to Bay Trail, the Wadhams Avoca Trail, those go through a lot of different communities. We have representation throughout the county from the southern end in Clay Township all the way up to Fort Gratiot County Park on Lake Huron. So we are pretty much in every corner, and where we're not, we try to help those local communities, 33 local units of government in St. Clair County that get funds from the millage distribution to promote parks in their own communities. So everybody benefits from that program by getting those tax dollars back in their local community to put towards green space, improving playgrounds, putting in canoe and kayak launches. And that's what those funds are for. So if we don't have a county park there, we try to support local parks in other ways.
Do what you do really well in supporting other municipalities. Well, kudos. I think it's often it's easy to walk by nice green spaces or parks or play spaces with your kids and not always think like, oh, how did this get here, or what is the mechanism or driver behind having this opportunity. So we've kind of talked about those kind of components. What is and when you get bored in November and December, what is the big thing that Dennis is looking at for 2025 and beyond?
So what we're doing when we get past the busy rental season, you know, our parks are busy right now with, you know, family reunions and
Weddings
grad party,
and-
yep, weddings and all those sort of things. And when that starts to wind down, then we're looking at all of that infrastructure. We're looking at all the things that we have in our parks and what we have to catch up on, maintain, improve. You know, we've got miles and miles of paved surfaces and trails and, you know, hundreds of acres to maintain, natural areas to protect. So there's a lot of work that goes into that behind the scenes, and we spend our off-season, if you will, there's not really an off-season, but when we get into that time of year, our staff is working on projects and improving the parks and looking at strategies for what we're gonna take on the next year and be able to do to improve, maybe fix, you know, those sort of things. So that's what we're doing when we get past that busy season, when we start to wind down.
So no beach trips and things like
No.
that. No Aruba. Well, Dennis, you know, kudos, and again, thank you for all the things that you and your staff do, and adding kind of an increased, you know, livability or scenic opportunities for folks to recreate and have fun in our community.
Yeah, I think it's a very important part of our community is to have those opportunities. And it does enhance your community. It does improve property values. It has proven all of those sort of things, the quality of life. So we like to be a part of that placemaking and feel that we do have a very important role in this community and providing quality of life.
I appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Thanks.
And thank you for joining us on Spotlight.